Good evening, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are. This is Paul from the Money Mob, and this is the Money Mob Black Business Podcast. Um, this is a weekly podcast that brings together people within the business world, leaders, influencers, and those that are at the coal face in regards to business. So, welcome to you all. Uh, Please make sure that you check us out on our YouTube, and it's Money Mob 101. And please make sure you like, comment, but very, very importantly, make sure you actually subscribe. Let us know and support what we're trying to do. So now, for those who actually are unaware of what we do, Money Mob is a buy black crowdfunding crowd purchase movement that supports black business by using group economics to support black business. The Money Mob ethos is that we actually usually visit a business, and this is usually by referrals. We'll get someone to go down, visit the businesses, and if this business fulfills the criteria, we then gather our forces, whether it's radio, whether it's TV, Instagram, Twitter, what have you, social media, and we descend on that business in a day and time. Now, each person has to spend no less than £10 per person, and in that way, we actually drive finances direct to that business, but also make sure that we make people aware of where they are and what they are doing. And this, we believe, is something very, very important in regards to now, gathering forces and gathering our community financially and taking things on another level. And this is something that we do not only locally, nationally, but also internationally. So, with that in regards to introductions, I want to bring in friends of mine. I call them my people. I call them. I also call them. They're like a little super group. That I've known for at least 6 to 7 years. I love them dearly. And it is Chrissy, Rachael from the Business Mix. Good evening, ladies. Good
Whoop,
evening,
whoop.
family.
Good evening. Hi, Paul. Hi, how are you?
I am fine. I am fine. I am fine. It is good to
Amazing.
see you both. It has been. You know that I have been waiting for so long to interview you two. You know I love you both, and I love what you do and what you stand for. So I mean, as I said, I mean, as I've known you for many, 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 many years. I think the first time I met Rachael, we was at some sort of a meeting, and then I remember then a few months later being introduced to Chrissy, and it's as I said, it's just been beautiful. From then on, we've been on your shows, and as I said, I have the privilege to also have you now on mine. So, um, ladies, sisters, family, how have things been going? I mean, how things been going for you both? You know what I mean? Generally, in these still uncertain times.
Go on, Chris.
Go
You
on,
go first.
Christy, you first.
It feels so weird being on the other side. I
Isn't
don't know
it,
about
right? I'm not used to this. I ask the questions around here.
so far. It's yeah, I've been here. It's been okay. We survived another lockdown, so I'm doing okay. It's good. I'm working, so that's always a blessing. And I'm sure we'll talk. I've got my business. We're still doing that. My greeting cards, so still working on that. So I've been busy. It's been busy, and the
Mm.
business mix is going from strength to strength. It's different not being in the studio, but we're really working well, managing from home. I miss the studio. I don't know about you, Rachel, but yeah, we're doing good.
Fantastic, fantastic. And yourself, Miss Rachel.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I think we've been through a bit of a life cycle with these lockdowns. The first, when it first started, it was like, oh my gosh, what is this? What's going on? What's happening? Then we kind of got into a little routine of it, and it was, this is fine. We can do this. It was summer, so you could kind of chill in the sun. Then we started going back to normal, and you kind of thought that there was going to be this normality, and then it was like, no, actually, we were going to get locked down again. So for me, I'm the same as Chrissy. I've actually been busy, and it has been a blessing. And I feel a lot of my clients I've supported them in making the transition from offline to online, you know, and taking their services online. So it's been really busy in that sense. Kids have been home, so homeschool, not what I call it, working from home while schooling. That's what I've called it.
Okay.
Which has been a challenge. You know, I actually took on kind of like extra work, thinking that by, you know, New Year, kids will be back at school, so I can take on that extra bit. But I actually had to turn it down because there was just no way I'll be able to complete that and do the homeschooling and still have some bit of a, you know, chill out, wind down time. It's very important to take care of yourself. Exactly. So I didn't want to do too much. But that said, you know, same as Chris, like I've been, I'm not complaining. It's just a new time of life that we're all getting used to and getting through. So lots of learning, a lot of learning.
I understand that. Okay, well, look, just going into it further. All right, as I said, you are a part of a two-woman group, super group, I call it, the Business Mix. And I just wanted to find out, I mean, it's funny because I was watching a program recently on a girl group, super group called Salt and Pepper, what have you. And as I said, I mean, obviously, I regard you as the same. How did the super group meet? I mean, how did it actually happen? How did you now become Rachael and Chrissy, the Business Mix?
Before we answer that, there ain't no salt around here yet. So we are Pepe and Pepe, yeah?
Also, please, just give the viewers a brief kind of synopsis of what the Business Mix is about.
Rachael.
What the Business Mix is about, or how we met?
No, the Business Mix. The
Business Mix. Okay, so yeah, the Business Mix is it's a talk show. We're on radio, digital, DAB. You can find us on SoundCloud as well. And it's the premise behind the Business Mix was, for me, was all about giving Black businesses, a variety of Black businesses that we don't normally hear about too often, a platform to basically tell their story, promote themselves, and gain more customers, followers, widen their reach. Like that was what the Business Mix was for me. So we kind of started off in Chrissy's kitchen table, just recording kind of like podcasts and sending it to friends and family and kind of trying to get feedback. And then one day I just said, oh, we're gonna have a radio show. We're gonna go on radio. And Chrissy was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I got in contact with Colourful Radio, pitched the idea to them, and they were really really supportive, and were like, okay, we're going to take a chance on these two ladies who have never done radio before, have no idea about presenting or nothing at all, but okay, let's just give them a go, kind of thing. And that was kind of almost 4 years ago now. So now we've been able to kind of build the Business Mix brand, and as an engaging, enlightening show for Black business owners, entrepreneurs, or those who perhaps they don't own their own business yet. They might just have a side hustle. They might be thinking about it. But we just we class it as we want to join people on their business journey. So we're learning at the same time as everybody else is learning on their journey as well, and just provide people with a little bit of advice, support, comfort. Sometimes it could be quite a lonely road when you're starting your own business, when you've got to keep your own business going, when the business isn't going as well as you thought or you kind of imagined that it would. So we're just there to keep you company on your journey and hopefully keep you entertained along the way as well.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
All right.
And it's funny, Rachael, she missed the part where we had no background in talking or anything. And me personally, I was just living my life like it's golden. Not really, I'm actually not really having that consciousness about Buying Black or Black businesses. It was just there in the background. And I remember Rachel just coming to my house and saying, look, I want to do a podcast about Black businesses. I was like, okay, I'll join you, whatever. And yeah, she's had me on this ride ever since, really. That's Rachel. She kind of has an idea, runs with it, and brings along whoever she can.
The ideas, I know, yeah. Okay. But did you meet at college? Did you meet at school? I mean, what was it? Was it like you had gone to a particular place and then you had mutual same kind of ideas? I mean, how did it start?
We've been friends for like 15 years or more.
I think a bit more now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was working in Dartford, and I was the only Black person in the whole organization. And then this bright light came in, and it was Rachel. And we've been friends ever since. It's been crazy. Yeah. Crazy journey.
Yeah, I remember seeing her walk in the office like, oh, there's another Black person here. And do you know what I remember? I was like, oh, because Chrissy did community development, so she's always out of the office, and she'd always like come in for like 10 minutes or photocopy something or take a phone call and just breeze out again. And I used to think, oh God, I wish are you coming in today? Like, are you gonna be in? And when she used to come in, I was like, oh great, like Chrissy's here. And then we actually ended up working, because we were working for 2 different organizations that were sharing the building. But then we actually ended up working together on kind of, I'm a youth worker at heart. So we did kind of like, I used to work at some of the youth clubs that Chrissy used to run. And then I got invited down to Bognor, down to Chrissy's old stomping ground, and I was like,
that was it.
That was it. It was cemented then.
Trip to Bognor.
Trip to Bognor Regis.
Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose that's Bognor is the kind of, obviously it's not the kind of place you expect to have, cemented relationships, but I mean, So look, I mean, okay, all right. Now this is the business mix, and as I said, I know you've been going for many years. I was blessed to be a part of the journey, and still a part of the journey. I mean, I know, Chrissy, Rachael, you are entrepreneurs at heart, as well as doing so many other activities. So I mean, let the audience just let us know. I mean, what are the kind of things that you do? What are your side hustles or your actual, what are your businesses that you are engaging in when you're not a part of the business mix juggernaut?
Rachel's list goes on. You start, Rachael.
No, it doesn't go on. Well, my main, I'm the founder and director of Black Maven, a community interest company. And people always ask, well, what's Black? What does Maven mean? What is that? It sounds like a bird, but actually, a Maven is an old kind of, I think it's a Jewish term, Yiddish kind of term, which means a source of a trusted source of and wise source of information. So I work with Black-owned businesses, entrepreneurs, mostly smaller SMEs or even solopreneurs, people who work and by themselves. They've got a business idea or they've just started their side hustle and they need some help, advice, consultation about how to get from point A to point B. So that's kind of like the main aim of Black Maven, is to help organizations and businesses grow and develop. So whatever that means for each individual business, I put myself, I'm a resource to make that happen. So whether it be you are about to launch a new product or service, and you've got your launch event. You need someone to help you find a venue. If you need someone to coordinate the event, you might be looking for a member of staff. You might need some more marketing. Some of the things that I'm not necessarily I'm not a specialist marketeer, but within my network and within my resources, I can always signpost and refer people as well. So I like to think of myself as a trusted fount and source of knowledge. I've been given the nickname Black Pages, because whenever anyone says, does anybody know a Black-owned business in, I will go through my Rolodex in my head and tick it over until I find someone. So, and sometimes it's a challenge for me, and I love it. Sometimes it's a real challenge for, do I know? So, like, it was you actually, Paul. Somebody asked me if I know anybody, a Black-owned water brand. And I knew Nzinga because I've obviously seen you with it and spoken to you about it. So I was able to speak to them and say, yep, here you go. Here's the details. You can contact them. And they were like, how is that even possible that you know these things? I'm like, I don't know. They just stick in my head. So for me, that's Black Maven. I'm all about Black business progression, growth. And a real big thing of mine is collaboration. Like, for me, that's I feel that if we collaborated more, and I'm not saying we don't collaborate, because we're evidence of businesses collaborating, but we need to do that more, and it needs to be almost systematic. It needs to be automatic in our minds, in our heads, and how we operate. That will actually, okay, I need an accountant. I'm going to find a Black-owned accountant who's going to help me do that. Even whether it be bartering services, exchanging services, anything like that, I'm all for it. So that's Black Maven. Kind of following on from Black Maven, I kind of co-founded the Night Shift, which is, again, a lot of my ideas come from my own personal experiences and lack of a service, or lack of I'm not able to find what I want. So I was just thinking about myself when I started my business, and I'm very busy during the day. Kids, I was even working when I first had the idea of Black Maven. So what I wanted to create was a space and time during the evening that those who are perhaps maybe you still work a 9 to 5, but you've got a hobby that you want to kind of develop, or you've got a side hustle that you're doing and you want to grow that so that you can step out of your 9 to 5, or maybe you just got responsibilities in the day, and working on your business or your business idea during the day is just not achievable for you. So I created the Night Shift, which is, it's just a way to start your startup in the evening. So we offer, well, obviously these are COVID times, so previously we would have offered an evening co-working space alongside business masterclasses. So you come in, it's a 6-week program. We literally take you from start to finish. So at the end of the 6 weeks, you're ready to test trade your product or your service. So you would come in, we have like a 1-hour masterclass. After that 1 hour's up, whatever that we've been learning or talking about in that 1 hour, you then work on that. So at the end of it, you actually end up with a mini business plan, so you can take that forward. Because of COVID, we couldn't do the co-working side of it, but we did it online and it worked great. We're actually going into our 3rd cohort now of the Night Shift as well. And that's, as I said, for those who, funnily, we've actually only had women on the Night Shift, and that was not planned at all whatsoever, but the way that it's worked out, so we've had people who come on, their business ideas have gone from kind of, they want to create the obviously face masks everyone's wearing, they want to do a special brand for children. We've had people who do kind of like fitness and yoga online for the more mature ladies. We've had people who want to do this was actually, because we're online, so she's actually up in Scotland, a lady from think she wanted to, I think she's the Bengali, and she wanted to do her cultural dishes for the people of Scotland. So real mix. And I guess African Ladies Day at Royal Ascot, that's my baby. Yeah, each year at Ascot. I mean, I've always loved Ascot, and I've always loved the fashion and the flair of Royal Ascot. But obviously, if I'm going to go, I'm going to represent me and who I am. So we've probably taken, I would say, close to about 300 to 400 ladies and men, actually, not just ladies, to Royal Ascot on Ladies' Day, where we go, obviously, dressed in our royal African attire, and really show the people of Ascot culture, class, and colour. That's what we do. And I guess lastly, this is very, very new, and I actually haven't spoken publicly about this yet, so this is very new. I have created a database, or I'm creating a database of Black nail technicians across the UK. So far I've got about 100 signed up. The website is in progress. So that should be launched at some point next month. So if you're looking for a black nail technician, a black salon where you can get your nails done, someone to come to your home to do your nails, you'll be able to search for that on Black Nail Techs UK. The end.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I can. Anyway, I already knew anyway that there's going to probably be a part 2 to this anyway. But anyway, moving on swiftly, Chrissy, just give us an idea of your journey.
I told you Rachel has a long list. She says she does it. I don't know how she does. She has enough hours in the day.
Nor do I. But you're not too far off yourself.
Thank you. I was waiting for that. Like, you're not too far behind.
I've been reading your bio.
It's because I have to say something for her. So I guess I have my 9 to 5 job, which is in housing, which I do 9 to 5. My side hustles. At the moment, I am the chair and project manager of an organisation called GUBA, which is Ghana UK-based achievements. So we celebrate Ghanaians in the UK and in America, and we're hoping to branch out. So we basically celebrate their achievements from lawyers, businessmen, entertainment. So we've kind of acknowledged a lot of people, a lot of Ghanaians within the community. So I love doing that. And more recently, I have started my own business, which is in greeting cards, called ayacards. I launched it in lockdown because I was like, cards, I want cards. And yeah, so we're doing really well. I'm really excited about it. We're just going to be launching our Mother's Day range. So yeah, so I'm nearly there with Rachel, but not quite. So yes, I've helped Rachel out with a number of projects like Ascot, which I love doing. Again, I think we just work together well most of the time. So yeah, we've done that. So yeah.
You've forgotten about one thing though. Well, you've got lots of things. The chemo care packs.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Sorry. Yeah, so I guess that's a bit of my community development. So I think it's my second year I have been creating these chemo packs for women and men who are going through chemo. And we distributed some just this year. We have 40, and a lot of Black businesses helped me, supporting me by putting in these products, beautiful products, so that people who are going through chemo can be a bit more comfortable, whether it be hand cream, head scarves, a journal, loads of stuff that were really generously donated. So yes, I have that. That's a lot. So thank you, Rachel, for the reminder.
And that you actually successfully fundraised for.
Yes.
As well.
First time doing a GoFundMe page, and I was like terrified. And I started off with £300, wasn't it? And Rachel's like, "What's this?"
Come on.
Over £1,000, which was amazing. Yeah. So yes.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Look, I know literally time is kind of moving now. I can't even believe it. All right, the business mix. All right. I mean, with all the things that you've been doing, because as I said, I know that you've been been doing. I remember you being the face of the black business show down in the West London. I know you know part of the African Centre, the festival that was going on for quite a few years. Please just give us an idea in regards to what are you looking at future wise? How do you see the business mix kind of moving? You know what I mean? How do you see that?
I think we've spoken a lot about our direction, and I think one of the ideas is really putting ourselves there for hosting, because we loved doing the Black Business Show. It was an amazing experience to get to meet a whole heap of new businesses and celebrate them. So yeah, a lot of hosting those kind of shows and supporting more businesses as well.
Yeah, we did a lot. We've hosted a couple of networking events as well, kind of Black business networking events. It was amazing to be part of Shari Lee's Women in Business brunch as well, and to host that. We've got an amazing, I always hear people say this and I wonder, what do they mean? There's like an amazing panel of you're sharing the stage of an amazing panel and you're like, how did I get to stand up here with these amazing heavyweights in business? So yeah, anything, as Chrissy said, where we can celebrate, actually showcase more Black businesses. Yeah, definitely, we're 100% for that.
Good. All right, so I've got a couple more questions I need to ask you. One of the questions I want to ask is this: what tips would you give people who are number one want to go into broadcasting, but also and most importantly, what kind of tips would you give in regards to people, especially working in business relationship, to have longevity? What are the things that you think you need to kind of really take on, that you can stay together doing business?
Good questions. Do you know what? I've only got one tip. If a tip for those who are thinking about I'd just say, just do it. That's me. Me and Chrissy, we work very differently, but very well. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna dip my toe in the water and see what happens. Whereas Chrissy's the other way around. No, we need a plan. We need a schedule. We've got to do a risk assessment. We really need to think about this carefully. So that's how we work. I think we work really well together. And I think when you're working with somebody closely in partnership, you've got to look at what your strengths and you've got to know your own weaknesses. And you've got to work with somebody who's going to challenge you on those weaknesses, but also compliment you at the same time. So I know that I can just waltz into the studio and talk to anybody and record a show. I know that I can do that. But I know Chrissy doesn't work like that. So it's not fair for me to do that week in, week out and not want to accommodate for my partner in that way. It's very much like a romantic relationship. And how do you keep a romantic relationship going? You've got to be considerate. You've got to know that actually you don't know everything, and your way, you're not always going to get your way. So that's my tip. But number one, just do it. See what happens. What did they say? Eat the frog, swallow the frog, bite the frog.
I don't know.
Just do it. I don't know. You two are looking at me like, what?
Yeah. So to what everything Rachael says, we work together because we are different and we acknowledge our differences, and I think that's what works well. So yeah, and love what you do, enjoy it. I may moan and groan sometimes, but I really do enjoy doing the business mix. I enjoy meeting new businesses and celebrating them. In terms of what I do, this isn't my gig. I don't like speaking very much. So I listen to podcasts. I definitely listen to podcasts to see how people speak, how people pose questions, things like that, which I'm still learning. Even after 4 years, I'm still kind of learning as I go along. I've learned that I need sleep before I do a show because it affects my voice. I do vocals before I do anything. And it sounds like I'm a singer, but I know if I listen to myself, I get a lazy voice if I don't do those things. So they're the things that I also suggest.
Yeah, and find a mentor. And when I say a mentor, I don't mean like someone that you're going to sit down every week and you're going to have a one-to-one with them. That's great, but find somebody who you can actually be like, oh, do you mind if I come along with you? Do you mind if I get some experience? Do you mind if I just see how that works? Can I volunteer my time for, you know what I mean, over the next month and get that experience?
Right. We literally have got a minute, so please let people know where can we contact you.
Oh, I've got our socials here, so I have to go this, otherwise I'll never remember. You can get us on Instagram on The Business Mix Show, all one word. Facebook is The Business Mix, and Twitter, The B Mix Show. I'm sorry, they're all different. This is why I don't remember them.
No problem. Now we're going to ask you the Money Mob question, but we're literally at that kind of time. Look, thank you so much for coming on, and for those of you that are online, please make sure you come on to the Money Mob and listen to this show. It's a fantastic show. I know we're probably going to have a part 2 because there was a whole lot of questions I haven't even asked you yet. There's certain things I want to ask you separately, together, and those and therefore. So again, thank you so much, Rachel, so much, Chrissy, and brothers and sisters, family. Remember to support Black business and support the Money Mob. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Money Mob 101. And we are out of here.